Alright, I suspect the quality is a bit better. You know, not that there really is like a clear uh, distinction between good or bad or whatever, blah 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 blah, all that nonsense, right? Ding 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 no. So what did I discover yesterday? Well, I maybe I can share actually. I may, or maybe I can't. I don't know. Essentially, but I did. You know, I don't want to edit this, but if I wanted, I would tell you that I discovered that you can. Let's say you have a drum sample in Ableton, right? This will be my tutorial series. You have a drum thing, right? And I always wondered, you know, what's the thing, you know, why how do I get essentially I have a hi-hat sound and I wanted to have a delay on it. You have to get this sound, right? And so one way I discovered was to route it, right? You have this routing place and you just route it through, you know, right there. Just press those little buttons. God damn it, I should probably show you. I wonder if I can invert my screen. That's gonna be different. Anyways, what I discovered is that you can just put the effects in this sample bus. I think it's that called. You know, there's this sidebar thing, and you just put your effect between the sample and the sidebar thing. Great. What else? I think it's important to never forget that you're not anybody else. You know, you're only you, and the only way you can actually be authentic and you can actually be free is to totally be you. You know, whatever that entails or means. You know, there are some people who do this kind of stuff, some people who do that kind of stuff. You know, morality is all subjective, whatever, blah blah blah. For me, I don't want to hurt anybody. I would like to live in a peaceful world. I want to for people to be happy, etc., and that kind of stuff. You know, but I don't know whether I can say that it's some kind of a universal good or whatever. I think it is, but that you know, it doesn't say anything about universality. In fact, I don't even know whether anything can be said. It can't. You know, that's rubbish. You can't really say anything universal. You know. Unless you understand and accept the fact that your own subjective reality is the universal reality. Bam, mind blown, right? Well, now what are we gonna do now? Well, I think it's just great. That's it. I would like to eat dinner. You know, I my attempts at just disowning music and just trying to become a regular person, whatever that means, have been very unsuccessful. And I am glad that they didn't succeed. And I think it couldn't have been any other way. So screw that. Now I can just disregard everyday things and just accept them as just disregard them, right? And focus on things that interest me in this life, right? Because, you know, after all, if you don't do what you want to do, at least to some extent, then what are you doing, right? I mean, what's the point of existence? Because there's none, you know. Literally, you just don't have any reason to live if you don't come up with any, or just have fun or whatever. You know, because there isn't really any reason. Like, universal truth also doesn't exist, so you just think and do what the hell you want, right? And then, of course, I would usually probably tell you that, of course, unless try not hurting anybody else. But, you know, if you really want to do that, no, I don't care. I don't care what's the universal truth. I don't I don't like people hurting other people. I think people should be all peaceful. And I know that's only my subjective opinion, but I stand by it. The things that you're hearing are parts of my new track. I can show you my new track. Check this out. Let's start from the bottom, or from the top rather. It's some kind of a techno banger. It's not really techno, it's some kind of electronic music thing. So here you can hear I'm using this LFO to affect like parameters of the drum, kick drum and snare drum and whatever. There's this bass line which is probably uncompleted or whatever, and then I harmonized it with some, using the bass note as third for chords or whatever. This some very distorted bass, sevenths, and now we're getting into the banger territory. Right? Some other part I just wanted to have some dance harmonies or whatever. And there comes my singing. I sung these chords, obviously, because I'm piano. I sang them with the guitar actually. Guitars are great. I would like to play guitar far more, but you know, I think I hurt my hand a bit. I didn't hurt it, but I overplayed. I played too much and it just needs to rest, you know, I need to rest my hand. And the drop is about to come, you know. Well, it came a bit too early and unexpectedly, so I'm probably gonna add some more stuff there. You know, making a track, like spending a long time making a track, might help me because I'm doing things consciously. Although I don't know whether there's like any benefits doing things consciously rather than unconsciously. You know? And this is the part where we're at. This is the part where we started and whatever. Let's talk about music, you know, let's actually check out what I have in here. What I have in my notepad. I came up with, I didn't come up with... Oh no, fuck it. That's gonna be visual. No visuals here, only sounds and visuals go in the head, you know. If you listen to something, you're obviously hearing some structures, you know, and if you decide to visualize them, you can visualize stuff in your brain. So then you don't need to act as some kind of a visual artist or whatever, which I tried to do, but obviously, you know, I'm not as skilled in visual art as in music, which sounds pretentious and stupid, but you know, things take time, you know, and it just takes time to develop anything, you know. So then you can choose either you're developing or you're compound developing, essentially just being like a wide person, you know, rather than being a tall person, you're a wide person, right? Which also isn't bad or whatever, because you in fact can combine your skills, you know, that way, which is pretty impressive and cool. I also tried tuning the guitar in fourths once again, but you know, I found that my hands aren't really the biggest fans of me tuning the guitar in fourths. I don't know why. That's weird. I'm not used to it, you know, because if I take the guitar, sometimes it almost seems to me that I've had this thought a lot, you know, that my left hand is really meant for the guitar, you know, it just rests there, and it's really at home, you know. Whatever else I do with my left hand, guitar is the place to be, which now I need to grow back into once again. You know, I don't know whether I'm not a big fan of this neck, or I'm just unthankful or whatever, right? But you know, I must admit, I did buy this guitar when I was smoking quite a lot of weed actually, and if you know, if I was smarter, I wouldn't have even started, because it was detrimental. And I don't know whether I learned anything from it other than to not do it ever, which I already knew. So you could say that it was simply a, you know, lose-lose situation, but that's fine. Life, that's fine. So yeah, perhaps I might start by sort of teaching my hand to kind of rest on the guitar neck, which is obviously of great importance, right? Because, you know, for me at least, once again, this is all subjective. I'm not teaching you anything. You do what the hell you want, because that's your life, you know. This is mine and that's yours, right? So for me, the basis of holding a guitar would probably be being able to rest it in you know, in here. You know, that's the place, you know. Essentially basing my, of course it becomes more complex, right, as you play along, but you know, bases are bases, right? And the basis for my own playing, it seems to me, is being able to rest the guitar in your hand. I'm not a fan of this thumb action too much, but who cares? I am a fan of palm action. So that's that. But you know, okay, I think I need to rest my hand even more. I'll probably stretch it as well. You know, I used to do these. Once again, talking about past now. Doing hand exercises is pretty good. You know, pretty healthy. It's getting dark. Okay, I might show you some exercises I made. I mean, these are just chords. No, I'm not gonna show you. Practicing improv too. Oh, circle of fifths is great, by the way. It's the way I'm teaching myself scales on the guitar by practicing circle of fifths. Just going up, down, and whatever, you know, in all directions. Because if you eventually play some progressions, you're just playing whatever. That's it. Ding ding ding, rum bum 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 bum, blah 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 blah, and also have a great time.